Typhoon Gaemi Rampages, Jilin and Hunan in emergency, villagers evacuate overnight as dams breach. Large-scale enterprise exodus causes record office vacancy in Beijing. U.S. states divest pension funds from China over asset freeze fears. Chinese youth get creative in job hunt, printing resumes on t-shirts. Information black hole expands. China to stop publishing stock market data in mid-August.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
After Typhoon Gaemi made landfall in China, provinces from south to north were devastated by heavy rains. According to China's state media Xinhua, on Sunday, July 28, the Wanshui River in Shantan City, Hunan Province, experienced its worst flood in nearly 50 years. This event caused multiple dams to breach in Shantan City, flooding homes and forcing the emergency relocation of over 3,000 people. A local resident shared their shock, saying, "I have never seen such a large amount of water in all my life." According to NTD television, by the afternoon of the 29th, the breach at the Xixin Dike had widened alarmingly to 79 meters, 260 feet. Residents reported that the water had risen to the second floor of their homes within about an hour of the floodwaters entering the village. Tragically, some lives were lost to the flood. The damages were extensive. Recently, Hunan has been hit by severe torrential rains, affecting numerous areas. On July 28, 8 villages in Bamianshan Township, Xixing City, temporarily lost all communications. On the same day, a landslide occurred in Nanyu District, Hanyang City, Hunan, leading to the destruction of a guest house. As of 7 p.m., at least 15 people have been confirmed dead, and many others have been injured. Residents affected by the landslide informed NTD reporters that there are still individuals trapped inside who have not been able to escape. As the Dongjiang Reservoir in Xixing City released floodwaters the day before, a tour boat was caught and swiftly swallowed by the dam gates, creating a chilling scene. Jilin Province experienced heavy rain at the same time. The Yalu River overflowed into Linjiang, causing Jiangxin Island Park to flood rapidly. People living in low-lying areas, especially those below the third floor, were quickly moved to safety. Additionally, several areas suffered water and power supply disruptions. Local residents reported significant financial losses as a result of these events. Since its landfall in Fujian on July 26, Typhoon Gaemi has moved northward, leading to overflowing floods in multiple provinces, including Hunan, Jilin, Fujian, Guangdong, and Liaoning. The Chinese Ministry of Water Resources has also predicted that some rivers in the Yangtze and Yellow River basins may see floodwaters rise above warning levels in the coming days. Amidst recent developments, the Yellow River has experienced its first flood of 2024. At 9:36 a.m. on July 29, due to continuous heavy rainfall, the water flow at the Tangnai Hydrological Station on the upper reaches of the Yellow River, located in Qinghai County, Qinghai Province, increased to 2,510 cubic meters per second. The water level is expected to continue to rise. According to the National Major Rivers Flood Numbering Regulations issued by the Ministry of Water Resources, this officially qualifies as the first flood of the Yellow River in 2024. On July 28 at 9 p.m., the Yellow River Flood Control and Drought Relief Headquarters and the Yellow River Conservancy Commission of the Ministry of Water Resources activated a Level 4 emergency response for flood control and defense in Qinghai Province in response to the developing situation. Beijing's office vacancy rate has risen to the highest level among China's first-tier cities. The capital's economic landscape is undergoing changes due to a combination of foreign companies leaving, local businesses relocating, and a sluggish economy, which has caused office rents to drop by 30% compared to a year ago. Analysts are warning that the uncertain nature of China's economic recovery indicates that the office market will likely continue to face significant challenges. Landlords may need to further reduce rents in order to retain tenants. The China Real Estate Information Corporation, CRIC, has reported that the office vacancy rate in Beijing soared to nearly 18% in the second quarter of this year. Rents per square meter per day dropped by 3.7% to 9.23 yuan, approximately $1.30. Ma Xiaoyun, a Beijing real estate agent, highlighted that office rents in the central business district have plummeted by 20% to 30% from last year. This dramatic decline is attributed to the grim economic conditions, the departure of foreign companies, and widespread corporate struggles. Landlords are currently offering significant rent discounts and extended rent-free periods to fill the increasing number of vacant spaces. To avoid listing prices that seem too low, developers are choosing to waive several months' rent to effectively reduce tenant costs. The situation has worsened due to the relocation of major tech companies from Beijing. For instance, Alibaba Group recently moved its Beijing headquarters to an industrial park 22.5 kilometers from the city center, leaving over 150,000 square meters of office space in Wangjing empty. As a result, the vacancy rate in Wangjing and Juxiankyo, areas housing many significant Chinese and international companies, increased by 2.2 percentage points to 24.5% in the second quarter, marking the highest vacancy rate in Beijing. According to industry insiders, the vacancy rate in the central business district has increased to nearly 20%. The Samsung Tower has reduced its rents to 7.4 yuan, approximately $1.1 per square meter per day, which is 18.7% lower than the district average. Additionally, they are offering a 9-month rent-free period, which is much longer than the typical 3 to 4 months offered in the area. Mi Yang, the head of research for Beijing and North China at JLL, observed that although office leasing activity in Beijing has shown improvement compared to last year, the recovery is still below expectations. Given the uncertain state of China's economic recovery, the office market is encountering challenges, leading landlords to offer more favorable terms in order to retain tenants. U.S. states divest pension funds from China over asset freeze fears. In response to escalating U.S.-China tensions, several U.S. states are mandating the divestment of public employee pension funds from China. Reports indicate that the fear of potential asset freezes has prompted states like Indiana, Florida, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas to initiate this divestment process. It is anticipated that more states will take similar actions. A recent report by Politico highlights this growing trend, noting that as relations between the U.S. and China sour, concerns over the security of American assets have intensified. According to the Future Union, U.S. national retirement funds currently have between 1% and 5% of their investments in China, totaling approximately $68 billion from 2021 to 2023. For years, U.S. pension funds and American corporations have eagerly invested in China's booming economy. However, the landscape is shifting. The Federal Retirement Thrift Investment Board, FRTIB, the federal government's main pension fund, announced last November that it would cease investing in Hong Kong and Chinese-listed stocks due to worsening bilateral tensions. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt recently announced protective measures against Chinese encroachment, directing state agencies to draft divestment plans. He emphasized the necessity of protecting state assets, including pension funds, from potential impacts if China escalates conflicts in the Indo-Pacific region or invades Taiwan. Governor Kevin Stitt stated, "Xi Jinping is focused on Taiwan and hopes for reunification at some point. My priority is to safeguard my state. In the event of Indo-Pacific conflict, understanding the risks to our pension funds is crucial." Measures being implemented include banning land sales to Chinese entities and requiring state-level stress tests to evaluate the impact of potential conflicts in the Taiwan Strait. After the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, which led to investment losses for some states, there is a heightened urgency to mitigate risks associated with Chinese aggression towards Taiwan. Politico reports that Florida's pension fund, with $174 million invested in China as of May, must complete divestment within a year under new state laws. As more states enact similar legislation, the U.S. continues to pivot its investment strategies away from nations perceived as hostile, seeking to safeguard financial interests in an increasingly volatile geopolitical environment. Chinese youth get creative in job hunt, printing resumes on t-shirts. Chinese university graduates are using innovative job hunting methods to address rising unemployment and a struggling economy. Song, a geography graduate from Wuhan University, gained attention in early July by walking the streets of Hunan province wearing a t-shirt with the message Class of 24 Job Hunting, see back printed on it. This bold move paid off, and he landed a job at a sportswear company. South Korean media reports detailed how Song's t-shirt included his full resume on the back. This resume featured his name, age, awards, interests, and a QR code for easy contact. Song failed to secure a short-term internship before his graduate studies, but his t-shirt job search ultimately led to employment. Social media has seen stories of university students' resumes posted in Didi Chuxing cars. One driver even placed a notice in his car stating, "I was laid off from a pharmaceutical company and am looking for a job. Please understand if I need to take calls from headhunters." The rise in creative job hunting techniques comes as China's youth face significant employment challenges. Many young Chinese are working as gig economy workers while seeking stable employment. They often take on roles as delivery drivers or drivers for Didi Chuxing, China's version of Uber, while looking for other opportunities. China's National Bureau of Statistics reported a record-high youth unemployment rate of 21.3% for those aged 16 to 24 in July. The authorities paused the release of youth unemployment rates to improve statistics on unemployment. CNN highlights that China's economy faces challenges such as a real estate crisis, declining foreign investment, and reduced consumer spending. This has diminished the appeal of large Chinese companies, prompting many white-collar workers to seek more flexible blue-collar jobs. Due to the limited job market, many young people in China are choosing to work in blue-collar jobs to support themselves. According to CNN, there has been a staggering 165% increase in the number of Chinese youths under 25 applying for blue-collar positions in the first quarter of this year compared to 2019. Xiaopin, a Chinese job site, has reported a significant increase in demand for blue-collar workers. In the first quarter of this year, the demand for delivery drivers, truck drivers, and service staff has surged by 3.8 times compared to 2019. Specifically, the demand for delivery drivers has grown by a staggering 800%. Information black hole expands. China to stop publishing stock market data in mid-August. In a concerning development, Chinese authorities will stop publishing daily stock market capital flow data in mid-August. This decision is expected to further limit access to important economic information within China. Investor confidence in China has already been affected by capital outflows, and there are even suggestions to close the A-shares market, although this proposal has been quickly censored. After the CCP's 20th Central Committee's third plenary session, the Chinese stock market has continued to decline. Last week, the Shanghai Composite Index dropped below 2,900 points, closing at 2892 on July 29, and remains below the critical 3,000-point mark. According to a report by Bloomberg on July 29, the CCP is increasing efforts to conceal information about foreign capital movements in its declining stock market. The decision to stop publishing daily capital flow data will come into effect in mid-August. The proposal put forward in April to stop the end-of-day capital flow data via Hong Kong implies that the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges will no longer show real-time information from this source. This reduction in information transparency will make it impossible to calculate the net buying and selling activities of foreign investors on a daily basis. Starting August 18, the exchanges will only disclose the total transaction volume and number of trades for stocks and exchange-traded funds through Hong Kong trading channels, alongside the transaction volumes of the top 10 most active securities. Furthermore, beginning in August, aggregated data on northbound capital inflows into individual stocks will be released quarterly. Data on global investors' holdings of individual stocks will be published on the fifth trading day of each quarter, reflecting the previous quarter's figures. This latest reduction in information disclosure by Chinese authorities comes as domestic investor confidence takes a hit from significant global capital outflows. As of last Friday, foreign fund managers had sold about 30 billion yuan, approximately $4.1 billion, worth of mainland stocks in July, marking the largest monthly outflow since October of the previous year. In response to Bloomberg's request for clarification, a spokesperson from Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing Limited confirmed that real-time trading data on capital inflows from mainland China into Hong Kong will remain available after the August deadline. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.